Israel is an ethno-state, and that's why we can't support Israel. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. It's certainly something that I've heard, an accusation made against Israel, saying that's why we have to destroy Zionism and the Zionist state. I want you to watch this clip of Jason Shebiro. I saw this clip on Instagram just the other day, where he unpacks this nonsense claim, and then we'll talk about what he says. Really important clip. Have a watch.
So I've just accepted at this point that words don't have meaning, but one term I hear thrown around a lot is ethno-state. I hear people say, we're anti-Zionist, but we don't just oppose Israel, we oppose all ethno-states. No, you don't. There are so many ethno-states. There's over 20 Arab countries. Most of those are ethno-states. What do you think that word means? An ethno-state is any country that's mostly one ethnicity, the connotation being that there may be policies or practices that are restrictive to people outside of that ethnicity. North Korea is an ethno-state. South Korea is an ethno-state. Japan's an ethno-state. They have pretty restrictive immigration policies. Scandinavian countries, Iceland for sure is an ethno-state. A lot of African countries. Somalia is one of the most ethnically homogenous countries in the world, and they're not super chill to outsiders or insiders. I don't hear a lot of people opposing those ethno-states, just the one that happens to be ethnically Jewish. Or if it's a religion thing, it's also the only state that happens to have Judaism as the state religion, but tons of other countries have state religions. There are officially Christian countries, and there's definitely countries where Islam is the state religion. There's even countries where Islam is in the actual official title of the country. There's the Islamic Republic of Iran, there's the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. These are places that don't have great track records of how they treat non-Muslims, by the way. And yet, we don't see a lot of people opposing those ethno-states, or trying to dismantle or abolish them, or anything like that. So I say to you, you are not against all ethno-states until you condemn Finland right now. Condemn it. You can't do it, because Finland's pretty cool. But I guess the other fun thought experiment here is, whatever your vision is for a free Palestine, whether you're a two-state solution person or think they should have the whole shebang from the river to the sea, whatever that looks like to you, right? Just think about that country and its culture and its population and its government, and then think about why that wouldn't constitute an ethno-state to you. You know, because we all hate ethno-states so much.
Yeah. It's a brilliant clip, and I'd also make a few additional points. I mean, first of all, how can you ignore the fact that actually 1 in 5 people that live in Israel are Arab? They're not Jewish, okay? So that's 20% of the population. Secondly, they talk about, it's an ethno-state and it's for a particular ethnicity. Have you been to Israel? I'm just talking about the Jewish people, by the way, that are there. If you notice that Jews aren't, in some ways, yes, they descend from one specific biological gene pool, but if you notice that you can also find Jews who are black, that are Asian, that have all kinds of different ethnic, features from all around the world. And why is that? Well, because one of the reasons is that anyone can become a Jew. So this idea that it's racist, well, actually, anyone can become Jewish. Anyone. From whatever ethnicity you come from. So how can you say that's an ethno-state? It's a Jewish state. Other ethnic states that are trying to preserve a particular ethnicity, that is exclusive, because that's saying if you're not born with certain immutable characteristics, then you're not welcome here to become a citizen here. But anyone can become a Jew. And so it doesn't fit that definition anyway. The point is it's a Jewish state, which anyone can become a member of if you want to become a Jew. And by the way, Israel does accept some non-Jews as well, but it's primarily a Jewish state. But here's the crystal clear point that has to, go above everything else, which is this. What you're basically saying, the people that say this, is that we're not entitled to a home of our own. The Jewish people don't have a right to a home. That's what the basic criticism is when they talk about ethno-state. In fact, it's basically every criticism leveled at Israel. Saying that we're committing genocide, saying that we can't do this, saying we're apartheid, all these things, they're basically trying to say you have no right to exist. You have no right to a home of your own. And you know what? After 2,000 years of wandering the earth, surviving against the odds, but having faced oppression, exile, pogrom, massacre, Holocaust, blood libel, ghettos, we actually think it might be a good idea for us to have a home of our own, for us to protect ourselves, and for us to not just protect, but build a state in our image. We are entitled to a home, and part of what we're seeing today is Jewish people are being lulled into a sense of guilt for living in their God-given eternally inherited homeland. And so to those who say this, they're just saying, just say to them, you're just saying we don't have a right to a home of our own. That's what it comes down to. And so I think this point really needs to be tackled head on, and we should move on. Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.